Well, Glenn, I guess it had to be a little frustrating to watch that ending after y'all had made that really good comeback.
Yeah. They took control of the game early on, and I just was proud of the way that we played the game and stayed within striking distance, and then took advantage of a big inning and took the lead back. Had a base running mistake that kept us from doing any more damage there, but certainly was happy that we didn't cash in early. We wouldn't have expected that, but when we took the lead, thought we had the bullpen to be able to sustain that. And man, I just got to tip my hat to Ole Miss for the team they brought in here tonight. Looking at their scouting reports and what we knew about them, I didn't see the type of team that we faced tonight. So, I tip my hat to them. But it was frustrating to see it end. I was probably most frustrated with the fact, not that we lost the game, but how we fell apart there the last inning. But apart from that, we just got to mature from it and tip our hat to a team that came in and really played well tonight.
Glenn, on the double, I guess, where they took the lead, looked like Josie had a beat on it, or did she make a bad run at it, or could you tell?
I don't know if I'll be able to see it on film or not. It was a situation where we were ahead in the count, I believe, and I believe it was a curveball outside called, and she just went well with it, and she got a lot of barrel on it. Those balls in right field, if anybody's ever played there, they know they have that tail on them that makes it more difficult to judge. And then when it's a line drive, that's the most difficult play for an outfielder. So in my mind, I thought she came up a step or two, but that's not unusual for any outfielder to not be able to judge the speed of the ball when it's coming right at you. And then if it's got a little tail, it's hard to recover from. So that's what I think probably happened. But, again, tip my hat to a kid that put a lot of barrel on a pretty good pitch from what I saw and got the job done when she had to.
Glenn, the first game, what did you think of the pitching from Sydney and Marin?
Very efficient. It's been efficiency is something we preach a lot, trying to keep away from 3-ball counts. We weren't perfect by any stretch. We had our share of inefficiency, but I thought overall it was an improvement. Sid was juiced up. We thought her speeds were way too high for her, but and that's fixable. Still early. When I say it's, she can throw it so hard, and sometimes she'll throw through that break when she does that. But I thought overall she stayed around 70 to 72, and we won around 67, 68, and then to bring the heat occasionally when we won it. But man, how do you fault somebody that's at home and hadn't played forever, and they're just really juiced up to get out there and pitch, and she just really couldn't control that adrenaline enough to keep her speeds down. So she'll do better, but I thought she pitched really well in spite of that.
Glenn, what do you have to do tomorrow just to kind of bounce back, or do you expect that? You expect this team to bounce back?
We're not a young team, Jerry, so that's what we kind of challenged them with after the game. I think you should be harder on a team after a win than after a loss when they're fighting for you. And as John said earlier, the comeback, or you said earlier, the comeback showed, we had the fight, and we took a lot of pride in playing in our home field. But we were playing a good team that just kept bringing it, and we finally broke. We have to learn from it. And the beauty of this game is, for the most part, until the end of the season, you have an opportunity for redemption. And we get to turn around with less than 24 hours and have an opportunity to get out there and swing the bat again and pitch again and get better.
Nikki, how frustrating was that in that second game when you fight back, you're down 3-0 and you fight back to take the lead and then give it up right back?
Yeah, something that we talk about is protecting our own turf. And so that, initially makes our blood boil just a little bit. But this game was tough. There's a few plays that maybe if we execute a little better, the game is a lot closer. But I will say our fight really tonight was just the best I've ever seen it. And so from literally defense to offense to our dugout energy. So I think we kept ourselves in the game. Obviously we scored later in the game and kind of made a turnaround and got on top, but we kind of fell apart, and I'll say, we beat ourselves. So that's the hardest part, but hopefully we're able to kind of remember this feeling and use it to kind of motivate us the rest of the year.
Nikki, do you see a lot of potential in this offense? I mean, y'all scored quite a few runs, but you probably could have scored a few more too.
Yeah, just timely execution, timely hitting, bunting, moving runners. But this team, we've got a lot of power. We've got a lot of potential. And, usually we're kind of a slapper heavy team. And this year's a little different, but everyone is capable. There's not, personally, I would say there isn't a weak spot in our lineup. So I feel confident in all of the hitters 1 through 9.
You good, Jerry?
Y'all don't want to ask her about her triple?
What was that coming on the screen?
That was my face.
Wow. That was scary.
Nikki, I guess.
Yeah, how about your triple?
Thank you.
The triple. Well, I guess, she was a lefty and she was kind of starting us the first pitch and a few of us and then working away. And so I was kind of waiting on it again because I missed it my first at bat. So, I just wanted to hit it. I wasn't thinking a triple, but I'll take it.
Nikki, you've had a few games out there in center field now. Are you getting comfortable out there? Is it still coming, that kind of thing?
I think the right answer is to say I'm comfortable. Not quite, but a few more games. Don't tell Coach more of that. But yeah, it's good. It's a far run out there, getting the conditioning in. But other than that, never really saw myself playing out there. But the more time I spent out there and practicing games, it's getting a little better.